I promised Leah that I would save her uncle, Deckard Cain. When I found him, he was facing the Skeleton King. And now, this abomination blocks my path to the Fallen Star.
And of course, the Skeleton King has a major upgrade. He needed an upgrade visually, because in Diablo 1 he looks more like just a giant skeleton with a crown. What can you do, right? He talks a lot too. So I'm just gonna go here in Leia's room. I think, no, not even. Huh. Alright. I don't think you have anything else to say, right? Yeah, it's figured. Because, okay, you would have the star. You got nothing. You got nothing. He's gone. I wonder why. Actually, I do know why.
And it is written, a fire
right.
will carve a furrow in the sky, and this shall be a sign unto you that the end is come.
Right, well, we already had that fallen, so why can't I go in? Come on, okay. Book isn't there yet, so there's no update on that. I kind of forget how or when they update, like through the quest line, but oh well.
I've dug up some new things for you to take a look at.
Don't need that. Doop doop doop. Oh, boots, boots. Belt, boots, and axes. I don't need. You got anything new? No. Probably here though. I like. What else do you got? Intelligence. Well, that's resistance. Magical resistance. And extra gold for monsters. I don't need that really. Let's see. Experience. That could be pretty cool. And plus 3 vitality. I think I'll go with that. Better boots. Alright. And talk to the healer.
As the shepherd watches over his flock, so shall I care for those who...
Cool. Alright. Hey, girl.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here. I have but one request of you.
What do you know of the Fallen Star?
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
Indeed. I'm gonna talk to her. What do you got?
I've spent most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
What does your uncle seek?
He's convinced that the forces of hell will invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
You know, you should start listening to your old guy. What about your mum?
What did you learn of your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something, but I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
A tragic story, but I cannot reach the Fallen Star until I face him.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts.
And he's right there in the minimap.
You should not dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your own eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
But what of the texts? The Zakharum tomes warn of a falling star. The Herodric scroll spoke of the dead rising, and the Lord of Lies, the prophecy of the end days, says that at the end of all things, the first sign shall appear in the heavens.
Yes, you've been telling me about the texts since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into them.
Oh, and he's got something to say. What do you got to say? Holy crap. Not yet. Was gonna mention, like, he's talking about King Lyric's sons, 2 sons, and adds a little bit of lore since the first Diablo. If you ever played
alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded.
What? She was out defending the gates this morning. What is driving that woman?
Yes, don't touch anything unless you're buying it. I like to keep my inventory clean.
If you played the original Diablo, there's a few names that you need to keep in mind. I don't think Lagdanan, you know, the guy who's like, my name is Lagdanan and I'm killed the king and blah blah blah. I don't think he's in there. The name doesn't ring too much of a bell, but there's Archbishop Lazarus. There's well, that's pretty much it, really, because the Archbishop Lazarus, lore-wise, lured the prince into the cathedral. Actually, I'll do the quest here, and then I'll talk.
Blacksmith, Deckard Cain said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
Sometimes death is the only mercy we have left. I will help you.
So,
Follow me.
like I was trying to say, Diablo tried to convert the king of Westmarch. I was going to press M to show you a world map, but there isn't any. Westmarch is pretty much the kingdom that we are playing in right now, and yes, and Diablo was contained within the Tristram's Cathedral.
My friends, I'm sorry.
Sorrow won't save your town, Blacksmith.
So, Diablo tried to convert, you know, to corrupt the king, and the king proved to be too strong, willpower. And so what he did, Diablo that is that he pretty much got Archbishop Lazarus to take his son, the son of the king.
My love, forgive me.
It's way too much dialogue.
Hedrick, help me!
There she is. Boom.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hedrick Aemon.
There is one favor I must ask of you. Do you know where Leoric's crown is?
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Back to town. So, with the aid of Archbishop Lazarus, Diablo managed to get the prince to go down deep into the cathedral and stab himself in the head with a soul stone where Diablo is being kept within. And with that news, the king, Lyric, went completely bonkers with that, and you know, he also got pushed to the brink of madness with the aid of, and I say aid with air quotes, Archbishop Lazarus. And you're playing in Diablo 1 the other son, Aiden, who
Hey, come over here. I've got some new things you really need to see.
I'm happy to
right,
sell to you.
who
But you
kills
have to promise not to
Diablo,
tell anyone where you got these goods from, okay?
and then he stabs himself with this stupid soul stone. So, oh wait, I'm go. Oh, sorry. So that's the gist of it. There's another artisan. What does he have to say? Holy crap. Alright.
Ah, very interesting topic. I sell jewels.
That sounds like a peaceful life.
Oh, it is. When I'm not getting robbed, of course.
Have you ever considered traveling with guards?
And scare away the starving people who steal my jewels to survive? Huh. What kind of monster do you take me for?
Yeah, this character's kind of weird, but he's still funny to listen to. Let's have him talk some more.
You are very brave to venture outside the town gates. I hear there are all sorts of dangerous things crawling around out there.
The risen dead are truly abominations.
Oh, that's terrible. I only meant the rats and snakes.
What about Deckard Cain?
I do like this Deckard Cain fellow. It's rare that I can find someone I have so much in common with.
You two do not seem very similar.
We both had rather interesting experiences with the Zakharum priestesses in our youth, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's always interesting to see, like, this is a fairly old character, and Deckard Cain's like... He's basically a walking corpse at this point. And to have him talk like they you know, a little bit of backstory. I don't know if it's actually true, but it's still fun to think about it.
You know, there's nothing in the world quite so perfect as jewels. They have color, size, shape, transparency.
Transparency?
Oh yes, if only I could eat them, I would need nothing else in life. Not that you can't. I hear some people even shape certain crystals atop their food.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to see Deckard Cain right now.
Hear? Old Rumford has us down to half rations. How are we supposed to fight if we're starving?
The rest of the town is down to quarter, including my wife. But you can quit if you want.
And I'm gonna talk to him. I try to shy away from talking from Deckard Cain because after 2 games, 3 games, I really kind of start to hate the guy. He does try, though, so I'll give him that.
You know what would take everyone's mind off their troubles? One of Theodos's great comedies.
I've seen one of them. 2 men dressed as women screeching at each other and tearing their bodices. Huh, that'd cheer me right up.
Glad to hear it. Rehearsals in 3 hours.
Yay! Ah, there's one.
Uncle Deckard is home, rescued from the clutches of the Skeleton King. I'm so glad. But the Skeleton King, I thought he was a folktale. The idea of Mad King Leoric returning to torture this place. Hasn't Tristram suffered enough?
Get a clue, girl, you know. Apocalypse is soon. And he's got nothing. Alright. Which is kind of weird because I could always like just talk to the guy. Hey, what do you think about this? Who are you? I know who you are.
I am the last of the Horodrim. I couldn't always claim this. In fact, if I had turned to the Horodric teachings sooner, Diablo could have been stopped before his reign of terror began.
You can't blame yourself.
When the first signs appeared, I did nothing. I had shrugged the old tales off like they were so much fantasy. And Tristram, no, the world has paid dearly for my arrogance. I have tried to make up for my failings. Leah and I have spent her lifetime scouring the world, collecting pieces of the prophecy of the end days. If I can decipher it, we will have the key to defeating the Lords of Hell.
This guy is probably over 100 years old. In Diablo 1, he was already old to begin with. as being this old sage, and then Diablo 2 quickly followed. But between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, there's like 20 years difference. Die already. That's all I'm gonna say.
You and Leah seem very close.
I do not know what my life would have been like had I not raised her. Oh, it must have been difficult for Leah, following an old man on a mad search for the secrets to defeating the lords of the burning hells. But though she has seen her share of mysterious things, she is still unsure of my quest. I can understand. She has never seen anything like Diablo and his brothers.
Which, have I really seen Diablo and his brothers in their true form? I don't think I have.
The prophecy of the end days is contained within the Herodric tomes I inherited from my ancestor, Jared Kane. It is a warning to those who could interpret it regarding Hell's ultimate invasion of our world, written by many different people throughout history, in many different lands. All known versions of the prophecy are incomplete. I have spent a good part of the past 20 years trying to complete it. I am certain it holds the answers to defeating the Lords of Hell.
It's a very complicated puzzle. And what do you think about the Mad King Lyric?
The
oh crap!
prophecy of the end
Blah, 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 blah. Oh, misclicked.
Leoric was driven mad by Diablo?
Leoric resisted Diablo's attempts to possess him, but the effort left him weak and confused. When his son Albrecht was kidnapped to be a vessel for Diablo, it destroyed any sanity Leoric had left.
What did Leoric do as the Skeleton King?
He commanded an army of the dead deep within the cathedral, finally serving the Lord of Terror he had resisted while alive. Many adventurers tried and failed to slay the Skeleton King. It was left to Leoric's eldest son, Aiden, to finally kill the monster his father had become.
It's funny when you think about it, in terms of boss fights. In Diablo 1, everybody remembers the Butcher, which is the first monster boss you encounter in level 2 dungeon. And he's really hard to beat. But everybody kind of forgets the Skeleton King in the dungeon level 3. I think he's a little bit weaker in multiplayer, but in single player, he's got a very elaborate room with a ton of skeleton archers. I think I had more problems with him in general than the Butcher itself, because I think I could always abuse the walls and gates and stuff like that to just shoot through the bars to kill the Butcher, whereas the Skeleton King, you don't have that luxury. I'm gonna talk some more. There's a couple of NPCs I want to talk to, and then I'm gonna move on actually.
Tell me about your grandfather, the Chancellor.
Not much to tell. I lived with my father in Chaldeum at the time. We heard that my grandfather stayed in Tristram until the end, trying to save lives. Don't know if he succeeded, but there it is. When the Skeleton King fell, my grandfather was dying from a sword wound. He had the crown sealed with him to keep it safe.
A brave deed. It is good to know that there was one sane man among the mad.
And he died. Alright.
When Leah told us the dead were pouring out of the cathedral, we quickly went to put an end to it. At first it seemed we were succeeding, but they just kept coming. We were overcome. Captain Dalton and the men fought valiantly. They protected me. I am no soldier. I was a farmer. I should not have been out there with them. I do not know how I made it back here. None of the others did. And now, somehow, I'm supposed to lead the militia.
Poor guy. Have a banner.
I volunteered to help because it seemed the right thing to do. But I'm no leader of men.
Few are. But you are the best they have right now, so you need to lead.
That's a simple thing for you to say. You were born to fight monsters like the Risen Dead. Me? I'm just a farmer.
I was trained as a weapon. I don't think any other NPCs will, I think this guy's pretty much done.
Every scholar of demonic lore has heard of Deckard Cain.
Oh no, look at that.
Do you know anything about Leah and Deckard Cain?
Not too much, I'm afraid. They came here almost a year ago. She split her time between looking after him and helping out the town. He spent his days in the old cathedral, looking for old texts from what I hear. They were inside when that thing hit. She's lucky to be alive.
Indeed, I actually don't know how she made it. How did you make it, Leia? Foreshadowing. Let's see. So I'm pretty much ready to go out, and this is where the game kind of opens up a little bit more. Is my inventory? Yep. Okay. Let's go.